So this is the end of Derek Carr's era with the Raiders. 9 years, heart, soul, injuries. This guy did a lot for this organization when he was in Oakland, and then when he was in Vegas. So I wanted to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Now that the season's over and we're heading into playoffs this weekend, the Raiders obviously are not going into the playoffs. And there's a lot of downs this season. A couple ups, Chandler Jones stiff arming Mac Jones. The potential of almost winning that Niner game. And then a good wins, against the Chargers and stuff. But for the Raiders, this is a disaster season, man. This is all the hype, all the momentum that was going from the preseason to this season, and just to fall flat on our face once again. This organization owned by Mark Davis, things need to change. He needs to go. He needs to sell, but he's never going to do that. We're going to be stuck with Mark Davis. It's just, there might be a co-partner. Rumors say Magic Johnson, but Mark is still the guy. The Mark is still calling a lot of the shots, and he seems to really like McDaniels, which McDaniels, if it was Al Davis, his ass would have been fired. His ass would have been fired before the season ended. You wouldn't have had Carr benched in the last two games. You actually would have had McDaniels gone already. And this is a bittersweet, man. This is a bittersweet video talking about Derek Carr. This is a character. This is a human being who has been through the ringer from Raider Nation. The Raider Nation has been split on this guy after his injury, honestly, because there was such high hopes for Derek Carr and him leading this team, and then he got injured. He didn't get to go on his first playoff experience, which I said that day that hurts Derek Carr so much, because just having that experience in the playoffs goes a long way. He has never been the same, and I think we could all agree that's the one thing that happened that everybody, whether you loved him or hate him, could say it all changed that day. However, it doesn't help when you have tons of different head coaches, turmoil through the organization, drop passes. This guy he's done what he needed to do. He hasn't done taking us to the Super Bowl, which he needed to do, or deep into the playoffs, which he needed to do. He was one play away of us beating the Bengals. The guy has never had a top 10, not even a top 20 defense. I really like Derek Carr. If you look at all the quarterbacks before Derek Carr came in, we have been trash. Ever since Rich Gannon got injured, we have been trash. The defense has been trash. There is no stability in the Raider organization. This is everything us Raider fans know already. Yet we still really pile it on Derek Carr. He is the scapegoat, whether he likes it or not. And obviously he didn't like it. But I'm going to tip my hat. And when that saying where once a Raider, always a Raider, never rings so true for this guy. Raider Nation, he is a Raider. He gave us 9 years. And I don't care if it was some terrible seasons, but we had some high seasons with them too. I look back after the Rich Gannon injury, and I remember the horrible seasons. This is a bad season this season, but it's not a horrible season like the Raiders had in the past. Derek Carr he is so beloved by his teammates. And actually, anybody who is just in general not a Raider fan, always have high praise for him as a human being. Sure, missed throws, decision making, awareness in the pocket. It's been crumbling down for years. It hasn't improved in years. Terrible stats during the second half of the season, especially through the winter. Can't play through the cold. But you know what he had? He just absolutely had that mentality of at least giving us a chance to win and winning games down the line. Fourth quarter. He's one of the best to do it. He's one of the best to bring our team back down and winning the game. Lady Luck plays a big part in that. And this year was not his luck. His luck was not on his side, but he is a good quarterback. He is not a scrub. He could ball. It's just he's not. It's time. It's time to move on from Derek Carr. It's time to look more towards the future. But don't you ever tell me this guy is not a Raider. He loved playing for the Raiders, whether it was in Oakland or Vegas. I've seen so many plays where, even after the injury, he laid down his body to get the first down. You could make a case that maybe he didn't want to lay his body down so much this season for McDaniels, because McDaniels is just not a player's coach. I don't care what anybody thinks. McDaniels is a horrible coach. A lot of the season is his to blame. This would be a little bit different if we had actually a Sean Payton. Hell, I would even think Mike McCarthy would do a better job. But Carr has done what he needed to do for 9 years. He has represented the Shield that no other person represented the Shield before. He has brought a lot of class to the Shield. And I love my Raiders. I love my rebellious, don't care, spit in your face. Yeah, we cheated. What are you going to do about it? Raiders. We're going to punch you in the mouth. We're going to armbar you, whatever. We're going to clothesline you. But Carr brought something different to the Raider organization, which I think was needed, especially with all the past seasons of just laziness, of just no commitment to excellence. Derek Carr was committed to excellence. That doesn't necessarily mean he was going to achieve it. Your talent can only go so far. But he was committed to it. So this video is not only talking about maybe the future of the Raiders, which Devante Adams has stated he is a Raider fan. He wants to be a Raider. That is absolutely fantastic news for next season. We have the Condor, Max Crosby, Mad Max. What a bright spot to the draft. Max Crosby is like Derek Carr. He is the guy. He is the face. But yet Max Crosby is just doing work, man. He's a hustler. He's a dog. He's a dog ready to bite you. I love it. Max Crosby is a Raider. That Max Crosby is those 1970 Raiders back in the day. He's ready to fight. He's ready to claw. He needs help. He needs to improve on some techniques too, but he needs some help. Chandler Jones clearly didn't really help him. Yeah, bright spots like Nate Hobbs, who you got to remember, he got injured. Came back, definitely let us down on some plays, but, he was going to come back stronger next year. I still have confidence in him. You have Renfro, who was injured most of the season, still a key asset to maybe going forward. What's missing is the defense. We need linebackers. We need pass coverage. We need a new defensive coordinator again, apparently. Their play calling. We need to just not overthink things and make things complicated. There is a lot of things that we need to fix. Do I think that we could fix it next season? I don't know. If I was a betting man, I would say no. The team is just too much of a mess right now. And we don't have a quarterback who's going to lead the way. If you think Stidham's the guy, he's not the guy. You got free agency. It's all going to depend on free agency and draft. Definitely draft. Definitely defense. And hopefully we get a veteran quarterback. There's still a chance for us to have Super Bowl hopes, hell, playoff hopes at least. But to say that Derek Carr was garbage, trash, didn't deserve to wear the silver and black, you are not a Raider fan. You are not a Raider fan. Yeah, I agree. He needed to go. But to say that he's not a Raider and he will never, ever be a Raider in anybody's eyes he is a Raider. Once a Raider, always a Raider. He has done all he can with all the turmoil and everything that has gone worse to bad, to good, to terrible. If you want to point at a finger at somebody, you point at Mark Davis. You point at not giving Jack Del Rio another year and going John Gruden. You point at Mark Davis for buckling through the pressure of John Gruden and his whole scandal. You point at Mark Davis for giving way too much money to these head coaches without them proving, just like players, what they could do. You point at Mark Davis for McDaniels coming in with his Patriot way when we Raider fans know there's only the commitment to excellence, the silver and black way, the autumn wind way, not the Patriot way. You are a Raider fan. You don't have to like Carr. But damn, if we're playing, I hope you're cheering for him when he was with the silver and black. Because whoever's the quarterback, whatever team we have, we as Raider fans continue to root for our team, win, lose, tie, Raiders till we die. And it's hard. We deserve better. We absolutely deserve better. We'll see what the future holds. But when I go down and I'm ready to pass and to leave this earth, you're damn right I'm going to say that Derek Carr was a Raider. He will always be a Raider, and I wish him the best of luck. And you know what? It's not going to shock me if he has more success out of this organization than in it. But though when he was in it, he presented himself with class, dignity, and commitment to excellence. He just didn't achieve it. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There will be more Raider content next year, I promise. I will be covering every game, my thoughts, and even maybe doing a play-by-play. I'm Dan the Man, aka Dan the Sun. Till we talk more Raiders. You guys have a good one. Stay safe.